Ready? Ready?
Ready. Hello, hello, hello.
Testing, testing. Okay, now we're live. Hello, everyone. Today we are gonna discuss something disturbing that has come to light. There's this reporter who basically broke the news about some sexual harassment allegations in the Zambian female national football team. That's what we want to discuss.
Yeah, so we wanted to get your views as well. We'll give you some of our our sentiments about it, and you can agree or disagree with us, but that's one of the topics that we have on today's show. Remember, the show comes to you every weekend. It's a pity that we bring the show to you today on a Sunday, but we were kind of preoccupied yesterday with so much that we could not. We could not podcast yesterday, but we thought better late than never. Yeah. At least I'm here. So anyway,
True.
back to the topic.
No shade at the buzzer thrown.
No.
He's on to official business stuff. So, good luck to you, buddy.
So back to the topic. The coach in question that we're talking about is it Kaluwa?
Yeah, Coach Kalua Kangwa.
Kangwa.
He trains the
Under 17.
Under 17, yeah.
Yeah. So now, allegations are that sometime back in 2013, he allegedly sexually assaulted a 15-year-old girl who he eventually married. Yeah. But he now claims that, look, the lady that people keep on accusing me about is a woman now. That was a long time ago, and besides, I married her. So what's the fuss? Well, the big fuss is he did not stop there. He eventually sexually assaulted 3 more women. Yeah. Girls, actually.
Girls.
Underage girls. So
he's training under 17.
Yes.
So.
And he impregnated all 3 of them. One of them's name is Doreen, I think. So meaning he did not stop there, and now the fan base from Bauleni, which is where the team is based, are asking for justice. They want, especially for him to be dropped as the coach for the under 17 girls, and because evidence points in the direction that this guy could actually be a pedophile, and they're allowing him to continue coaching the under 17. And nothing is being done about it. Nothing concrete.
Yeah, it's actually been swept under the rug. The guy that has brought this to light, Mr. Augustine Mukoka, has been investigating this story. And he also spoke to somebody, the name evades me, but it's a friend of his, or somebody that he's acquainted with at least. And he's basically confronted him directly about the story. And the person confirmed that this has happened and said to Mr. Augustine Mukoka actually that this is good that he's investigating into this matter, because transparency needs to be held and people need to be held accountable. Actually, we've tried to get a hold of Mr. Mukoka, but he's out of the country. There's quite a difference in time zone. He did say he would try and make it. I've just sent him a message, but unfortunately we're not able to get a hold of him. We'll keep trying. Maybe during the course of this streaming we will be able to get a hold of him. But the stories are there on Facebook. Have a look, read them through. He says there's already at least 5 credible sources that have confirmed these allegations that he's written down. In this case, with the case that happened almost 10 years ago, it's quite hard for Mr. Kaluwa to deny. There's a kid that came out of it.
As evidence. And if you backtrack to 2013, that's 7 years ago, so meaning she was 15.
Almost 9 years ago, bro.
Yes.
This is 2022.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's 9 years ago.
So it's mad. Yeah, 9 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. So she's 24, 25 now. Maybe even 26.
Yeah.
Anyway, in that age range. So it's
sad.
Very sad.
And justice has to come into place. Something has to be done about it. But anyway, we'll keep you posted as this story develops.
What hurts me the most, though, is that this team they've been really working hard at training these women, getting them something, making a life for themselves,
and trusting the coach to take good care of their kids, especially the parents and the guardians.
Exactly, and for many of them, this is like a way out of poverty. For
exactly. Yeah.
Self-confidence boost, all that, and then you have predators that are just on the lurk, basically abusing the situation and their authority.
Taking advantage of
Taking
the
advantage
authority.
of the
And you
authority.
know, another thing of talking about taking advantage, you know how it usually plays out. I've seen this in documentaries and movies where,
Stockholm syndrome.
yes, as well as the fact that, you know, they use the fear factor thing to say, if you do not do this, I'm going to drop you from playing, and then
Yes.
you no longer be relevant to the team, or, you know, I'm the one who calls the shots. I will never select you if you do not do this, if you don't.
Exactly,
Yeah.
abusing the authority.
Exactly. So it's very sad. You know, we can go on and on and talk about this because it's a huge subject. But we'll keep you posted on as the developments keep on unfolding.
Before we go on, I also still want to say, especially the way that team, the female team, is playing so well now, it's devastating. It's
Yeah.
crushing. This can actually kill the morale of everything that has been built by a bunch of buffoons that basically took advantage of the situation. Anyway, like Alkal said, we're going to keep you abreast of the situation.
Mhm.
Moving on to the next topic.
Next topic. This is on a sad tip. In Indonesia, this just happened last night. 174 people were crushed to death. They died, dude. At first, when I saw the headline, I thought, was there a plane crash in the stadium?
Yeah.
But it's just that it says at least 125 dead in a football stadium crash. So the 174 are people who got injured, not dead. The people that died are 125.
It's still a lot.
It's still a lot of people, and it's the biggest disaster to date in any stadium in football history.
Internationally.
Yeah.
Okay.
The biggest one was the Liverpool one. Remember the 69 people actually that died.
Wasn't there a recent one as well in Nigeria where the
Yes,
Zambian guy
yes.
died as
There was
well?
but the toll did not was not surpassing 30 people, I think. Liverpool was 69. This one is 125 people.
It's like double.
So here's what happened. In case you're wondering, how did 125 people get crushed to death?
Yeah, I'm curious.
So there were two teams that were playing. There was Arema FC. They lost to their bitter rivals. The bitter rivals are Malang in East Java.
It's
So-
like the biggest island in Indonesia. I think.
Yes. So they've never lost to this team in 23 years. They've
So
never
now-
lost this derby in 23 years, and they were so upset, the Gemma fans, and rushed onto the pitch. And then the police tried to get them off the pitch, but the fans became violent. They started attacking the police vehicles, flipped a few, stoning the vehicles. Yes, started destroying the placards, destroying the pitch and the stadium structure.
madness.
So the police panicked, and each and every one of the police officers started throwing tear gas canisters. And when you look at the videos, you can see them on YouTube. You can see the stadium was literally smoky. So fans who were on the pitch started panicking and all ran.
Stampede.
Yes, they all stampeded in one direction, unfortunately. And the stadium was full beyond capacity, which is why it was quite a disaster. Why? So people were running on top of other people because they were all trying to exit, running away from the tear gas using one small gate.
So this is screw up upon screw up, right? I
Yes,
mean,
the tear gas thing should not have been allowed. The police shouldn't have used tear gas
Well, I
because
think-
that caused the panic. One.
I think what number one should be is over not filling
Over,
it above
yeah,
capacity.
yeah.
So already
That's
there-
one.
That's one. Two, probably not enough police officers.
Yes,
Three, the tear gas.
yes.
Then
And then four, the fans should not have reacted that way at all.
yeah.
I mean, it's just a football match, yes. And it's your first loss in 23 years. Come on, give the guys some slack.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's unfortunate, but you, like I said, you can watch. It's not for the faint of heart, but you can actually see the scenes on
gruesome.
YouTube if you want to see exactly how that whole thing panned out. This just happened. So now let's turn from all these sad stories. Finally, let's turn into some good
positive.
stuff. Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course.
remember.
We're not all about bad news.
Remember how we spoke the other day about my favorite team, the Premier League.
Arsenal.
Whether they're contenders or not.
Yes.
Well, I think they sort of solidified the
That
statement
grip.
by others.
Yeah. I mean, I watched the game. Not in its entirety. I think I watched 30 minutes of it. You can watch, of course, in case, like me, like I said yesterday, it was a very tricky time for me to just do anything but commit to my events.
Yes, you had a
very busy day. 2 gigs in one day is not easy, but I put it off. That's why my eyes are like this, in case you're wondering. It's got nothing to do with the dookie. So anyway, I watched. You can watch extended highlights on SuperSport as well.
Bro, Tottenham were just run down.
Yeah, man.
What didn't
From
help?
the get-go.
Yes.
And you know, they did. Arsenal actually won that game without much impact from Gabriel Jesus, which is very, very funny.
I think he was actually man of
He
the match,
was, yeah, but did he get a goal?
Yes, he did.
Did
He
he?
scored the second goal.
He scored the second one, yeah?
And
Yeah.
Okay, look, what messed up Tottenham is the fact that the guy got sent off, right? Royale.
Yes.
He got sent
earlier off in the first half. I
Yeah,
think.
very early. I think even before 10 minutes. were
Yes.
done. So from then on, I mean, it was plain.
It was a landslide.
Thomas scored a pretty easy goal. Then Jesus scored a really nice one.
Yes.
And then Granit Xhaka. also
Xhaka,
decided
yes. Getting in
add
on
his
the
name-
yeah,
add his
getting
name
on
to
the
score
action.
sheet,
Yeah.
So it was a brilliant game.
Then
I
there was a
think-
consolation goal, I think, from Harry Kane.
Yeah, Harry Kane.
Penalty, which he shot right in the middle of the goal.
It was a
and
good-
it was a good one.
Yeah,
It was a
but,
good one.
But you know, Harry Kane. Do you think he's really that good of a footballer?
Yes, he is. But I think his head is kind of messed up with the fact that, you know, everyone keeps on saying, should Harry stay? Should he go? Because
Should
a
I
lot.
stay or should I go?
Exactly. A lot of people have put this in his head that if he was at any other team, he would have won trophies because he's that good.
But I
he
think-
deserves to be at a team that will give him trophies, like Liverpool.
He's unlucky. Like, what's the name of the other guy that used to be a Liverpool player and left because, you know, they told him the same thing. If you were in any other team, you would be winning trophies.
Philippe
What's his
Coutinho.
name? No, not Coutinho.
Well, Coutinho was. Oh, thank you. That's very lovely.
Thank you.
Aren't you with compliments of Case better half?
Yes, we've just been given something to drink.
Although we're not supposed to show the drinks on the stream, but just this once we will.
Yeah, this is not an advert.
No, it's
for
not.
Coca-Cola.
They're not sponsoring us just yet.
We're
just
not being
yet.
sponsored
So
by
I'm gonna
Coca-Cola.
cover that.
So I'm gonna hold this, but Coca-Cola, I will remove my hand if you do decide to.
Okay, so that was that about the London derby, the biggest derby. There's so many London derbies. There's the Chelsea one, of course. There's West Ham, but the Arsenal Tottenham, I think, is the biggest one.
The player that I'm talking about, because I know you don't want to hear this, that's why he skipped over it. Michael Owen.
Michael Owen left because he wanted to win trophies.
Yes.
Is that why he left?
That's one of the reasons.
Okay, maybe, but it wasn't really like a full-blown reason for him to leave. Maybe, you know what? Yeah,
It
that's
was. Liverpool sucked at that time. I'm sorry.
true. He wasn't in that squad that won the Champions League under Rafa Benitez. He had left by then, huh?
He had
The
left.
2005.
He went to Man U, where they won trophies, but he
He-
was not. He was not.
He was in the he scored the winning goal in the Manchester derby 4-3 to win the title against Manchester City that season.
really?
Yes.
Okay.
With
Fair
Fergie before he left. Sir Alex Ferguson before he left.
Was that with Owen?
Yes, that was Owen.
Are you
He
telling
came
me
in as a
Owen-
substitute. They were 3-3 and he scored the winner in 94th minute.
Wait, are you telling me that Owen and Van Persie were playing for Man U at the same time?
No. He came in later. There was the Van Persie era as well, where he actually won the Golden Boot. But before that, Owen also had an impact and helped them win the league that season.
Yeah, but Fergie.
But
stayed
it was
on for a
just
very long
one
time.
game. It wasn't like throughout the season. Nah, it was just that one game, the derby. And because of that, the Manchester United fans actually accepted him because they never liked him because they knew he's from a rival team. But because of that, they developed a soft spot for him.
Yeah, but how do the Liverpool fans view Michael Owen? I mean,
I don't know.
think
He's still a legend. We still love him, regardless that he went. And look, he did not directly. It's different when you move from Liverpool, then you go straight to Manchester United. No, he first went to Real Madrid. Things didn't work out for him at Real Madrid. And then he found himself, guess what? At Newcastle, Toonside. Do you remember that?
I remember.
Then from Newcastle,
The
found
Magpies,
himself, yes, the Magpies. Then he found himself at Manchester United. So it wasn't a direct jump to the opposition, like the way Carlos Tevez did from Manchester United straight to Manchester City. Everyone was like, no. You know what I mean? Or was it...
Van Persie from Arsenal to Man U.
Well, but they're not big rivals with Arsenal.
My guy, Van Persie messed up there.
Okay, maybe to you guys, since you're Arsenal fans, you may have taken it personal. Anyway,
Yes, of course.
let's move on to,
One
to
second,
covering the
Today
topics.
is my mom's lovely mom's birthday.
Happy
by the way.
birthday!
So my brother is trying to call me. I just need to text him quickly whilst I'm on air. Sorry
Okay,
for
so while he's doing that, I'm going to give you the results in yesterday's MTN FAS Super League results. So Zanaco were in action against Red Arrows, and that game ended 1-0 to both sides. I think on Friday when I was doing the sports show on LM Radio, I made a couple of predictions, and I did say that most of these games will end 0-3 goals or 1-3 goals if you want to bet on them and you're not really sure about the outcome. I also did predict that between Changa Rangers and Nkana, I predicted that Nkana were going to win that game. Unfortunately, it ended in a stalemate of 1-1 to Nkana and Nchanga Rangers at Nchanga Stadium. There was a game also between Napsa Stars, who took on newcomers Maestro United. Maestro were recently promoted to the MTN FAS Super League, and they've gone back-to-back games on a winning spree, including, I think they actually brought a first loss to Green Buffaloes last weekend, and unfortunately did not pay off for them in yesterday's game as they got hammered by Napsa Stars 3-0. Green Buffaloes ended up squaring off with Prison Lepers, and I did say this one was going to be a hard one to call because this is the men in uniform. You know, Green Buffaloes are the soldiers.
Do you know that Green Buffaloes are probably the most well-financed team?
Well, for obvious reasons.
So I would expect them to be doing
Yeah.
better. I mean, I'm shocked that they own Prison Leopards. Oh wait, by the way, the Prison Leopards last season were really lethal. So actually, I'll take that back. They're pretty good.
Yeah, but this season they're both very good. So it was very hard, and that's why the game ended 2-2. You know, I did mention it when I was making my predictions that this one is going to be a tough one, but both teams to score. So it ended 2-2. There was a stalemate between Lumwana Radiants as they traveled to Godfrey Chitalu Stadium against Cabo Warriors. It ended 0-0. That was a bit of a surprise actually, because I thought Lumwana could actually get something in that game. Chambishi also with Forest Rangers ended 0-0, and the last game was Kansanshi Dynamos as they played Green Eagles, and I think in this one I was expecting Green Eagles to do better, but Kansanshi Dynamos were, well, in scintillating form, and they deserved to win 2-0. So those were the results in yesterday's games. There's a couple of games this afternoon as well, as Forest Rangers will be taking on Green Buffaloes. No, sorry. That was last Sunday. Yeah, last Sunday. But there's a couple of games to look out for this afternoon. Just go on the fixtures for me so that I can actually just give those real quick. The games obviously will be starting off. Actually, there is no game today.
There's no game.
So it's on Wednesday.
Postponed.
Yeah, so it's Wednesday. So Wednesday this week we're going to have. Just go on the top again. So on Wednesday, there's one game between Red Arrows and Buildcon. Sorry about that.
So Kansanshi, maybe that's the team I'm going to be following since that's in Solwezi.
Mm-hmm.
My family sort of comes from there. Let me have a look at these guys.
All right, so now let's look at some of the other results that we plan to talk about today. Newcastle looking like a team that could actually fight for top 4 this season. They were in amazing form yesterday. They were up against Fulham, who are newly promoted team in the Premier League, and they were amazing. They completely annihilated Fulham, showed Fulham who's boss.
Fulham also got a red card, by the way.
They got a red card early on. I think it was maybe in the first 15 minutes of the game, and that was just a dagger to them because after that, Almiron was on fire.
Man, this
that
guy
goal
was
he
a
scored,
beast. Did you see
the lob. I saw the first one and the second
It was
one.
one touch.
One touch, dude.
The second
It came over his head, and then he just volleyed it in with his left.
It was
Keeper literally just tried to flick it like it's a mosquito because he just looked at it like,
I can't be bothered.
It was amazing. It was a beautiful goal.
And then
Almiron.
Then his brace was not as good. Was a good brace.
Yeah, it was a simple tap in because he knows where to be at the right time. So the ball crossed over everyone. It was a cross. I can't remember whether it was Wilson who crossed it, but he was right where he needed to be and just simply tapped it in. Again, another one touch.
Another one touch.
Yeah.
Yes. And then they did get some consolation for them. They did score one goal. It was a header.
Yes.
In the dying minutes of the game, it was actually quite impressive. I mean, they're at this stage demoralized with 4 goals plus playing one man less. And still
of course. The guy who was red carded was Darren England. He reckless challenge, and he deserved to go out because he just came sweeping out of nowhere. He didn't even protest the red card, although it still had to go to VAR for the referee to verify whether it was, because initially he had given him a yellow card. Yeah. Then from the protest from the players and the fans alike, he had to wait for VAR's verdict, and then VAR said, you need to go and see this for yourself. And he came back and he said, you know what, the yellow card,
take a seat.
Yeah, so they deserved to be one man up, and they also deserved to win that game 4-1.
Another good game, by the way, was Crystal Palace against Chelsea. Chelsea won that game 2-1. Reason why I think it was a beautiful game is that for Aubameyang, another ex-Arsenal player, he scored his first goal for Chelsea.
As well as Gallagher. Gallagher got his debut goal as well in his debut game, and what a spectacular goal that was, out of nothing.
Yes.
In the dying minutes of the game, which was 1-1 all the way up to the 90th minute.
And of course, Crystal Palace is his former team.
So he didn't want to celebrate, although there was a huge cuddle by the other players, and you can understand, especially when you score a spectacular goal like that against your former club. It doesn't get sweeter than that.
Yeah, Crystal Palace still managed to score 1 goal.
They actually scored first, just like
yes.
Liverpool. Liverpool were down in the very first 5 minutes. Chelsea were also down in the very first 7 minutes.
Let's talk about
Liverpool finally. I'll let you go first.
Because Brighton has been on a... guys, tell us what you think of how Brighton is doing. I think they're playing pretty good.
Dude, I predicted a draw. I don't know if I told you.
You didn't tell me.
I told everyone, including on the sports show on LM Radio, I actually predicted that this game was going to end in a draw. I didn't say how many goals. I was actually very surprised that it ended 3-3, but I did predict that Liverpool cannot beat Brighton. Why? Because Brighton are in scintillating form right now. They were 4th. I don't know if they're still 4th on the table. Let me verify if they're still 4th on the table. But yeah, to be honest with you, Brighton are no pushovers this season.
They scored 2 goals in quick succession by the same guy, by the way.
Yes,
then
he got a hat-trick eventually.
Yes, then Liverpool got themselves
They're still
into
4th.
the game. They really fought hard for it, eh?
Liverpool, huh?
Yeah. Being 2-0 down, right now the morale isn't very high.
No, and Trent Alexander-Arnold again being found at fault for the first and probably the second. Yes, he was trying to chest it, but then it was stolen from him by the Brighton striker, and they finished. As always, most of the goals, the build-up starts by them getting the ball from Alexander-Arnold, who does not track back because he looks so lazy to run back to defend. And I'm thinking, if I were Klopp, I would change him from playing right back to just maybe a midfielder or a winger. Because I really don't think he can defend very well.
Well, time will tell. There is a bit of a storm brewing over the coach's head now. I don't know if you read the article this morning where apparently Klopp complained that his team wasn't really listening to him. So there's a bit of a discontent about that. Let's see what happens. Let's see what pans out. I think they need to have a frank discussion now.
Yeah.
I do know you said the other week that the team and the owners are completely behind Klopp, but this wasn't really a good
It's a statement from him.
statement. Yes.
So, last time we were speaking about Liverpool, I mentioned that as a Liverpool fan myself, we're still Klopp in, and no matter what, even if we finish maybe 9th, we'll still give him a benefit of the doubt that he'll turn things around. Maybe, the loss of Sadio Mane, and also the fact that maybe the midfield, all the injuries this season have not been helpful. So we'll see how, and of course all the new players, they need time sometimes to settle in, like Darwin Núñez, even Carvalho is playing very well, but
Firmino was off the chain.
Firmino was off the charts. He scored 2 goals in yesterday's game, and they were subliminal goals, like really, like poachers' goals.
He's the reason why Liverpool fought their way back.
Yes.
There's no other way.
Yeah.
If that guy didn't play, then forget about
and
it.
there were doubts whether he will start because Darwin Núñez is supposed to play in that number 9, but Firmino,
was phenomenal.
Yeah. So let's see what happens. So, yeah, I'm okay because I predicted the draw. So a draw is what it is, and a draw is what we're gonna get. Better than a loss anyway. But it's at Anfield, so it feels like a loss.
At least you got a point, but yeah.
Yeah.
So quickly to the Eredivisie, just to talk a bit about my other favorite team,
Ajax.
Yes, they squandered. They did. It was really sad to watch. It was a game where they had plenty of opportunities. They played against Go Ahead Eagles.
Yes.
Which is actually a former team where Mark Overmars also used to play, just as a by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a bit of history between the two clubs, so to speak. There's a lot of ex-Go Ahead Eagle players that ended up playing at Ajax and playing very well.
Okay.
So this was sort of like a revenge sort of thing for them. Ajax scored 1 goal, but then in the dying seconds,
they got an equalizer.
Go Ahead got their go ahead at the goal.
Go ahead. Yeah. So it ended 1-1?
It was 1-1, but Ajax squandered a lot of opportunities. They should have won that game.
Yeah, just when it's not your day, sometimes no matter what, even if you throw the kitchen or the sink at the opposition, it just won't go in. That's how it is sometimes. But that's how it is nowadays for Liverpool in every game.
Now moving on to the Bundesliga, there Bayern Munich has finally managed to win again.
And Sadio Mane finally got it on the scoreline.
Oh, what a game, brother!
I only saw the highlights. I didn't watch the whole game, but it was a huge relief to see Sadio Mane smiling on the pitch again, because he's been just looking like a player who is regretting making that move because the spotlight is on him. Lewandowski's gone. Are you our new Lewandowski? Not likely.
But I mean, even Lewandowski took some time for him to become the prolific goal scorer
at Bayern, but not at Barcelona. At Barcelona, he's firing on all cylinders, and that's what makes Mane look bad.
Yeah, that's true. But to be honest, I think the Bundesliga is probably a tougher
league than La Liga.
Yes, because in La Liga it's more of a tiki-taka sort of game.
Yes.
Whereas in the Bundesliga it's more physical.
Yeah.
Right. So Mane, I think the Bundesliga is even more physical than the Premier League.
Mm.
So you can imagine that amount of physique one needs to bulk up on.
Yeah.
Because Mane is mostly a quick player. He's actually more of he's quick and he's good with movement.
And pressing,
but that's not what's going to help you.
And it's not really the Bayern Munich style. They don't really play like that. You know, they hold the ball mostly and then create and then counter and long balls and stuff like that.
Exactly. I mean, look at how Müller scored. Right, Müller was very aggressive, made the goalkeeper make a mistake. The goalkeeper basically passed the ball to him.
Yeah.
And that's how he scored the goal.
Simply just had to type it back in.
Ridiculous. Yeah. I think Müller is a very underrated player, to be honest. He's brilliant at what he does. Unfortunately,
because of time, we have to wrap up here. But before we go, we're going to look at... sorry.
There's more.
There's more?
Yeah, I mean, Portugal against Spain.
Oh, the Euros.
The Euros, yes.
I forgot about the Euros.
Portugal, I mean, it's because we
because they're done.
Anyway, so Portugal had the most chances.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be quick. Portugal had the most chances against Spain. They really pressed a lot. Unfortunately for them,
Spain won.
Spain got the ball. Ronaldo, there's a lot of discontent. I mean, the guy played his heart out, didn't manage to score. and people are shouting more and more that he should let the younger, talented people take his position. So there's a lot of pressure on Ronaldo, both at Manchester United
and at Portugal, which is pretty sad for a guy of his stature. You know, it's like right now there's nothing that he can do to please everyone, and that sucks for him.
That sucks. Anyway, Angelo Morata is the one that scored there. South Africa beat Botswana. I think it was a friendly 1-0. Surprisingly, this is also friendly. Libya beat Tanzania 2-1.
Okay.
Ivory Coast beat Guinea 3-1. No surprises
No surprise there.
And Brazil, I didn't watch this match, but let me just give you the results.
Was it the 5-0 one?
5-1.
5-1.
And Tunisia is one of the better teams in Africa, so you know.
But I did expect a walloping, and
really?
Yes, I did.
If
I was gonna get, no, I knew it was going to be a wild result.
So I think Neymar probably took the limelight.
Yes,
there.
he did.
So no surprises there.
So
and then lastly, second last thing I want to discuss. England, Germany, bro.
Yes.
What a game.
Yeah. But then now questions are being raised now whether England coach Southgate, whether Southgate has lost the plot because if they're gonna play like this in the World Cup, because the World Cup is upon us, you know, it's gonna start in a couple of weeks, if not over over
next
a month.
month.
Yes, that's why I said it's going to be wild for Southgate, because the team does not look anywhere near ready to contest with the likes of Brazil. Yeah. You know what I mean? Uruguay or Spain.
But this is why I'm shocked that they managed to draw with Germany. I mean, Germany is a well-oiled
machine, but
real team.
But it's not the same. You see, in fact, all I can tell you is the reason why Southgate is under a lot of scrutiny is because they expected to beat Germany. Germany have got worse problems right now than England. Germany does not look as threatening as it did the season, the year they beat Brazil 7-0.
Okay, but Brazil sucked at that time. Let me
But they were the host nation.
Let me tell you this: never ever underestimate the Germans.
I know,
anything, be it
but
football,
this is a
be
different
it war, be it never.
I personally feel German are pretty old right now. They're still trying to hold on to their old, the mullahs. I think they need to move. Götze is still playing. Mario Götze. You see what I'm saying? Come on, man. They need to really start working on grooming a younger, fresher team, because these guys are tired.
What Holland had to do, and I think for the Netherlands, what they've learned is that, you know, that younging process, for lack of better words, it needs to be continuous.
Yes.
What these people, like the Spanish team, what happened to them is they held on to the same players for far too long. I mean, look at how they got massacred in the previous World Cup.
Exactly.
That was terrible.
And that is what is happening to Germany now. And
they're still doing pretty well.
The problem that is happening to England, as I had started trying to analyze them, England, Southgate looks like he doesn't really know his strongest players. Like, one, he not only did he leave out Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yes, his performance with Liverpool has been bad, but sometimes a player can be bad with his club, but he's brilliant with the national team. We've seen that a lot. Even Lionel Messi, for example, he was brilliant when he was with Barcelona, but every time he played for Argentina, he was whack. You know, except now things sort of have turned around again. Yeah. Now he's brilliant with Argentina, but things are not looking so brilliant with PSG.
I think with Messi though, he's now, for the Argentinian side, he's very good at picking his moments. I think he's realized he's in the dying embers of his career, and he's picking his moments. And then another
Achilles heel for Southgate is, why does he keep on using Maguire and Luke Shaw? They are useless and they're done. But he keeps on giving them minutes. He would actually prefer Luke Shaw from Trent Alexander-Arnold, or Reece James from Trent Alexander-Arnold, to play in the same position.
What do you guys think? Should Maguire be put Kawaya?
Yeah, I
please
think
let
he
us
needs to
know
go to the
in
why. So unfortunately, we have to wrap it
No,
up.
one more thing. I said two more things. This is the last
Okay.
one. So remember how we spoke about the new coach, the new owner of Chelsea, how he wanted to have, the derby between.
Yes. I've seen this. But okay, he wanted to have like an all-star game,
Yes.
versus North versus South of
Yeah, we discussed
the Premier
this.
League.
So now there's another discussion.
There's another development, and
Yes.
it's Bowley again.
So this is the
Is it
Premier
Bowley
League.
again?
No, this is the huh? No.
Bowley.
I don't think it's him again. This
Oh.
is now a discussion about the Premier League, looking to create an all-star 11 that would face a squad made up of the best players from the La Liga, Bundesliga, League One, and Serie A.
In my opinion, this sounds more appealing.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, than the
This I would
England
watch.
North versus England South.
Because now you have the Premier, now you have
The Premier League All Stars. I mean, like we're talking about maybe Mo Salah teamed up with Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland, with say Wilson. Who
Dijk.
else is Van Dijk, of course, and then maybe from Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes in that team as well. Any other great, maybe Saint Maximum from Newcastle as well
Yeah.
in one team, because we've never really seen some of these players. We always dream about
Yes.
them in one team.
in
Then-
FIFA, we'll do
Then,
that, but-
yeah, so like you have your front three: Salah, Erling Haaland, and
Jesus.
Gabriel Jesus. I like that. Yes, you see that in one team. And then, of course, another phenomenal midfield with De Bruyne there, with maybe Jordan Henderson, and then who else is amazing in midfield. But anyway, you get the picture.
You get the drift.
Against
The
England?
Bundesliga or
Yeah, Bundesliga, yes. So,
La
so
Liga, Serie A, take your pick. I mean,
Lewandowski. I don't really know a lot of guys in La Liga.
La Liga.
Yeah, like in Atletico Madrid, is Antoine Griezmann still with
Griezmann
Atletico
still with
Madrid?
Atletico
So yeah, say for example Antoine Griezmann, Lewandowski. Who else is in there?
It's the pie.
Yes, you see guys like that, all in one team against that England All-Star team. I would like to see that.
I would like to. I would put my house on mortgage for that.
Yeah.
Mind you, I don't have a house.
So unfortunately,
Now we've come.
yeah.
After Mr. Alkal here trying to shut me down. Like
Yes,
twice
because
today.
right now, as we're speaking, I'm missing the Manchester Derby. It's on right
It's
now.
on right now, so we gotta go.
So we want to
We're
go
gonna
and
watch
watch
it.
it live and finish it, and then we'll talk about it next week. So as it stands, though, in case you're wondering,
Yes, I am wondering. fault?
Manchester City are leading 3-0.
Oh my God, that's
See,
terrible.
we've missed 3 goals already. So Manchester City 3, Manchester United 0. Haaland scores a quick fire double. We're gonna watch the rest of it right now, guys. Be sure to catch us again next week. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe so that we can continue building this channel for bigger and better programs. We want to also be bringing in some really big names as guests on this show. So
Yes, and we want to get some sponsors so that I can actually buy a house. So guys, like, share, subscribe,
yeah,
comment. We want your comments down below, and tell us what you want us to talk about next week. Next week Saturday, we hopefully will be airing.
it will
at the
definitely
right
be. Yeah, absolutely. I can
10 o'clock.
promise.
10 o'clock Zambian
I'm
time,
free,
or
I'm
should
free.
I say Central African time.
Yes.
Right here on Business and Dollar. From us, have a blessed week. Work your asses off and enjoy the games to come. Cheers.
Peace. Deuce.
We're saying bye, but we're not yet there. All right, guys,
I'm gonna
for real
drink this
now.
while he tries to figure out how to shut us off. I'll be drinking this.
Cheers.
You were supposed to do it from there.